Okay, let's do this. It's been a while. It's very dark and it's raining. And here we have a personal, private parcel box. And oh look, my expensive Doctor Who DVDs / Blu-rays have just been left here to get wet in the rain. Thank you, Amazon. Hey everyone, it's Thursday. I'm having a bit of a week of it so far, if I'm honest with you. Let's start with the house. Monday, and I might put a little bit of the footage in here. There's like a gap in the lino between where the utility room meets the kitchen, and it was damp under there the other day. It was wet, I should say, not damp, and I thought that's odd. Wiped it up, didn't think anything else of it. Walked back over it a couple of hours later, there's more water there. And immediately I went into meltdown mode because a few years ago we had a leak in the floor, a pipework leak in that precise area of the floor. And we had to have half the floor ripped up while they chased the pipe to try and find the leak. And I was like, oh my God, just as we're trying to get Liz home, this happens. So I set up I assigned one of my cameras to do a sort of slow motion look at it for a couple of hours to see if the water was bubbling up. And I contacted HomeServe and arranged for them to come out. Overnight, no new water. If you walk on that bit of the lino, the water sort of bubbles up, comes out. Anyway, I don't think it is a leak. Number one, I can't hear the water running when I put my head down there. And the last time we had a leak, I could. Number two, we know the washing machine leaks on occasion. And I think it's leaked at the back and the water's tracked under the lino. So I cancelled HomeServe. So there's that. Second point, I had an apology email from the surgery apologising for their crappy service. And now Liz has a new GP. So that's good. Job done. And number three, and this might be too much information if you're watching this, and especially if you are a little bit squeamish. I'm not going to show you anything, don't worry. A couple of weeks ago, I was having a shower and I noticed a big lump near my unmentionables. Kept an eye on it. It seemed to go down in size, but Monday it's the size of a fucking golf ball, and it's really hard. I put like a really hot cloth on it yesterday and it started bleeding and it was leaking this morning. I have been to the doctor today and I have an abscess. I have a giant abscess right by my unmentionables. And I am on 3 weeks worth, 21 days of antibiotics. And they're quite big pills. Don't know if I've got one here. They're quite large. 3 times a day I've got to take these, and if this doesn't work I've got to have surgery to drain the bloody thing. So, you know, but on the plus side, at least it's not cancer that we know of. Next, I was rendering a video the other day for you, and my MacBook was just playing up. It would just get like 22% of the way into rendering the video and would then just shut down. And it did this like 4 or 5 times, and I thought, oh my God. So I eventually got the video out. It did eventually render it without a problem, but I don't know if it was overheating, whether there was some kind of problem. I don't know. It doesn't help that Final Cut Pro bloats your files to ridiculous levels. Like I've got a new sort of intro and some new bits for this vlog, and I assembled them and I ended up with a Final Cut Pro library of 36 gigabytes. Not having that. It should only be a gig. It's a gig. It's 1.05 gig, which is big enough. Did everything I could to reduce it. No, wouldn't reduce it. Not having that. So I ended up I just recreated it in another library, a copy that I had, and got it down to the right size. Anyway, I think my old MacBook, which I got in 2020, might be a little bit struggling a bit now with some of these video renders. So I have bought myself a new MacBook Pro. But let's talk about Currys. Currys, if you don't know, is an electrical retailer, quite big in the UK. Might be in other countries as well, I don't know. But my one is absolutely fucking hopeless. I once went in with Liz to my local Currys to buy a fridge freezer. And of course they have them on display. And they had this one there. And we're like, yeah, that's the one. It's the right dimensions. It's got what we want. Called over an assistant. We'd like to buy this fridge freezer, please. I'm sorry, we don't have any in stock. I'm like, I'm looking at it. I'm inside it. I'm having sex with it right now. No, we don't have any in stock. Basically, and this has been my experience with Currys ever since, is every time you go in, unless you're buying a flat screen TV, which they have piled high, they've got nothing in stock. So anyway, I ordered a MacBook Pro from them. The reason being is that I've got a credit account with them, and you know, it was just easier. And this was Sunday, and it was meant to arrive yesterday, which was Wednesday, and it didn't arrive. And I know why it didn't arrive. They're using fucking DPD for their own internal deliveries. You'd think a retailer like Currys would have some kind of, you know, internal logistics operation. I see Currys trucks going up and down the road all the time, presumably just full of flat screen TVs because they've got fuck all else in stock. But no wonder it didn't turn up, because they're relying on DPD to deliver it. So anyway, it's in here. I don't know if you want to watch me open it or not, but I thought, what the heck? Let me just reset this camera. And yeah, well, what have we got here? So there we go. So here is the box of my new MacBook Pro. So I have a MacBook Pro, but it's a 2020 model, and as I say, I think it is struggling a bit. So it's going to be relegated to reserve laptop status, which is an honourable position to have in any organisation, let alone mine, which is of course devoted to world domination and doing stupid poetry. So for some reason the box doesn't want to let it go. Anyway, look, there we go. MacBook Pro, if you can see that. This I went with, so this is, what have we got? 14-inch MacBook, because I've got another screen, don't need a big screen, with Apple M3 Pro chip, 1 terabyte SSD, 18 gigabytes of unified memory. So, are you ready? Are you ready for the exciting bit? Let's put the microphone right here. Listen to this. And this side as well. There we go. How exciting, ladies and gentlemen. How exciting. Right. Take off the top. Nothing in the top. There she is. There she is, ladies and jelly spoons. Let's see what we've got here first. So we have a cable. What sort of cable is this? This is a cable that I do not have another example. I've never seen this cable before in my own personal life experience. Look at that. How exciting is that? And then in here, yes, of course, we have the usual Apple socket charger-y thing. Just going to put those bits in the bin there. What size is this one? 65 watt probably. I've got an 87 watt, but that's with Liz at the moment. I've given Liz my most powerful Apple chargers to keep her iPhone and her iPad topped up. Ooh, it's a 96 watt. Ooh, even more powerful. Click that in there. In here, what do we have in here? Paperwork, I think. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's unwrap this, shall we? It says MacBook Pro on the back. And there we are. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Immediate boot up. immediate. Just get that off there. And this is what I'm going to be using to render my videos from now on. So yeah, that's my exciting news. I better get back to work now. See you later.